Now this is how box sets should be done. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Welcome classic rock fans to an unboxing and review, and today we're looking at the Seven Savage box set by W.A.S.P. If you're new to this channel, please do click like, subscribe and check that notification bell. Do all that stuff, it's always much appreciated. This is available to buy right now. I think you can go over to Amazon and acquire a copy. I will put a purchasing link just below this video. A lot of those 80s metal, I used to love Kerrang! Magazine and things like that. I mean, Motley Crue were a band, kind of their contemporaries if you like, but Motley Crue were a band I never warmed to, I never liked. I don't care much at all for their music, although they have put out recently a really nice box set for their Dr. Feelgood album, which many Crue fans tell me is their finest album. I love the box set, but I wasn't so keen on the content, quite frankly. But this is an absolute gem, and not only that, it's just the quality of it. I mean, the weight, and it's thick and vibrant. It's absolutely fantastic. This is the slipcase. That's the spine. And what it does is it collates all their albums up to the Crimson Idol, I believe, a fine concept album that is. The mastering, I've listened to them earlier, the mastering is absolutely wonderful. None of this over compressed nonsense that we had on previous releases. It really is a nice stroll down amnesia lane for myself anyway. So there you are, this is the outer slipcase, that's the spine, I think I might have already showed you that. And the booklet just comes out like this. It's a really thick quality item. It's a really nice hardbound book. And all the CDs are housed as such. So we get the first album, of course, The Last Command, Inside the Electric Circus, Live in the Raw. I think the other discs are, of course, The Headless Children and The Crimson Idol, and then we get bonus tracks and B-sides. The first disc is as such. This is the debut album. And I think W.A.S.P are currently on tour playing the debut album in its entirety, which includes probably lots of raw meat and gubbins like that being thrown about. I don't know if they still have the girls on stage like they used to. It's pretty considered very un-PC now, I suspect. But I remember as a teenager really enjoying that Love Machine video. Say no more about that, eh? Inside the Electric Circus. And Live in the Raw. Hence the pun on raw, you see, with all the raw meat that Blackie Lawless used to toss about. And the other discs are... Sorry about the noise, somebody's decided to saw some wood as I've started filming. Either that or it's a huge blue bottle. Headless Children, loved that album. As I said, saw them at Hammer Sophodian on this tour, and I remember Blackie Lawless dedicating Forever Free to the recent victims of the Hillsborough disaster that had just gone down, unfortunately. This is, of course, the Crimson Idol, which is a fine album. And of course, this is the disc. This is the bonus disc, which contains all the demos and stuff like that. And what's nice is that they're not hard to get out of the actual set. They're just these spongy sort of buttons there, so you're not struggling to get them out like you are in some sets. So in terms of the paper, the quality is absolutely fabulous. Look at that, some sort of nice embossed stuff going on there. Really nice pictures from W.A.S.P in their heyday. And also we get lots of information about the history of the band as well. Now, if I remember correctly, wasn't Nancy Reagan involved with those some sort of movement to try and ban this group? I think it was their single, wasn't it? Animal, which I don't think Blackie Lawless plays live anymore. Last I heard, he kind of stopped playing that. But I mean, look at that. This is wonderful. Look at those paper cuttings and info. This is just absolutely fantastic. Exactly what I want from a box set. As I said before, nice thick paper as well. Of course, that's the debut album. I'm going to drive my wife out of the house by listening to this stuff again later on, because she hates this sort of stuff really. That's the rear of the album. I was lucky enough to interview Chris Holmes on my channel. If you go to the interview playlist, you'll find the interview I did with him there. Fabulous. Look at those early singles. This is a really, really nice set. I think I'll absolutely treasure this. It's funny, you listen to this music later on, you sort of think, well, it's just not really my cup of tea anymore. I do find I like to listen to this sort of music at the gym still. There we go. Animal. What a single that was. And you know, stuff like press releases, there's single covers. It really is a very, very nice set. The Last Command, Songs of the Wild Children. I mean, just spend hours just reading through all the information in here. I won't show you all the pictures, I'll show you some of the more interesting ones. Inside the Electric Circus. Isn't that the album that had I Don't Need No Doctor or something on it, if I remember correctly? It's been a few years. So they've actually recreated all the album art, the rear sleeves, the inner sleeves as well. Heady days of vinyl. And these sound much better than the CD versions I've had of these albums, to be honest with you. Much better. Live in the Raw, the most outrageous band in the world. Oh, fantastic. Again, this is also the inner sleeves, if I remember correctly, of the original vinyls that I had many, many years ago. Metal Hammer, another magazine I used to collect avidly. Yeah, never got into Crew. Don't know why. W.A.S.P. Headless Children. Loved that album. Wonderful version of The Who's Real Me. Came in a lovely sort of little picture disc with Blackie Lawless riding a motorbike, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they did a wonderful version of Real Me by The Who. Really had some real bollocks to it. The Art of Decapitation. If you're loving this set as much as I am, I think it's a worthy investment. So there's Chris Holmes on the motorbike, sorry. Was it Chris Holmes? Was it on the picture disc, the Shape picture disc? It's been a while. There we go, the wonderful concept album that they put out. So let's go through the tracks on the bonus tracks and B-sides. You know the tracks that are on the original albums. So on that we get Animal, the famous single of course, Show No Mercy, Painted Black, Savage, Mississippi Queen, that wonderful mountain cover, Flesh and Fire, DB Blues, followed by Locomotive Breath, huge Toll fan, I certainly appreciate that, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Lake of Fools, War Cry, When the Levee Breaks, and we get Phantoms in the Mirror, we get the Eulogy and the Story of Jonathan. This is a 7-disc set, a wonderful document of this very interesting band from the 1980s, and collates all their, I would say, most important albums. Anyway, this is available to buy now. This is on Amazon as we speak. I will, as I said, I'll put the purchasing link just below this video. Let's hold it up again for you. This is W.A.S.P, the 7th Savage, hence the 7th Savage are the discs. It's called 1984 to 1992. Wonderful set. If this is your cup of tea, I would definitely recommend it, and this is something that will be absolutely treasured by me. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope this has swayed you one way or the other, whether you intend to invest in this. Very, very nice set. Anyway, I'll leave you with my closing salvo, which is, as you know, hope you're well, staying safe, and of course that you keep listening.